Are you thinking about joining a real estate team and you're trying to figure out, should I do it? Should I not? Well, you came to the right place. I started my career as a solo agent, and 3 years in, when I moved to a new location, I joined a team. Now, I did happen to make 6 figures in both the solo and the team spaces, so hopefully I can give you a little bit of direction on which way is going to be best for you. Now, be sure to let me know down in the comments before we dive in. Are you a solo agent? Are you on a team? Or are you somewhere where you're trying to figure out which one is going to be best for you? So let's start off with one of the pros. One of the biggest pros, and part of the reason I joined a team, leads. Woohoo! Leads, they give you leads. Now, not all teams are the same, so you are going to want to verify that these teams are giving you leads and that they're giving you decent ones. Now, for myself, where I was in my career, I had already learned how to do lead generation. I'd already learned how to convert leads. So I wanted to make sure I was getting decent leads when I got started. Now, the team I was on gave us plenty of leads from Zillow, Realtor.com, Facebook, Google, PPC, you name it, we had a ton of leads coming in. Now, one thing we didn't get as a new agent on the team was listing leads. So if you're somebody who prefers to work with listings and you have a lot of experience, you're gonna wanna nail that down before you join. Now let's talk about a con. When you're a solo agent, your commission split is typically much lower than what it is when you're on a team. Now, this does make sense because they're paying for the marketing, they're paying for the leads, and they may even be pre-qualifying the leads with their own ISA team. But still, the commission split I'm gonna put as a con. Training. When you join a team, one of the biggest benefits that you're gonna get if you're a new agent, or even if you're experienced and you maybe haven't worked internet leads, maybe you haven't worked listings very much, one of the biggest opportunities of joining a team is training. Typically, there's going to be other agents who have more experience, who are able to help you, guide you, mentor you as you progress in your real estate career. Now, you will wanna find out how often is training, what kind of training is provided, is there any training? But for the most part, training when you're on a team is solid. So that's gonna go in the pros column. Woohoo! What about the fact that you are building somebody else's business? Well, if you think about it, most of the CEOs in the top Fortune 500 companies are building somebody else's business. Does that mean it's not a good position to have? However, in real estate, you're building a book of business from the very beginning. And if you're building somebody else's book, it doesn't leave you a lot of options. So the building somebody else's business part, I'm gonna put as a con. Now let's talk about something that does not get discussed very often when we talk about teams. Politics. There are politics in a team. I don't know of any team that has not dealt with this or does not deal with this at some level. You're gonna have agents who outperform other agents. You're gonna have agents who have been in the business longer who may feel that they deserve more leads or more recognition or so on without necessarily performing at the level of the top agents on the team. This can create some drama and conflict within the team. Now, drama and conflict, unless you work for TNT, don't make you money. In fact, it detracts from the real estate work that you're trying to do. You're so focused on making sure that this person feels good and this person doesn't feel bad and so on, and making sure that this is equal and that is equal, you can even end up having to choose sides. And this is how teams get destroyed from the inside out. Now again, the politics are gonna be there almost always at some level. And unfortunately, it's really tough to see that before you join the team. The key is when you're picking out the team that you're going to join, if you join a team, do you believe in the leadership? Do you believe in the people running the team? Oftentimes the politics don't start at the top. If they do, run right away. So you need to understand, is this gonna be dealt with? Is it not gonna be dealt with? How is it going to be dealt with if it is? One question to ask a team before you join: tell me about the dynamics. Tell me about the relationships between the inside sales agents and the buyer's agents, or the listing agents, or the dynamics between the listing agents and the buying agents. Maybe they don't even break it up, listing agent, buying agent. How are leads divvied out? Understanding that this is likely going to exist at some level is key, because once you spot it, you can find out, is this a problem, or is this something that just kind of exist because of the level of competition within the team? Healthy competition is a good thing. Politics that detract from work is a bad thing. So I'm gonna put the politics in the cons and healthy competition in the pros. Woohoo! Next, accountability. Now, accountability can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. That's gonna depend on you. Are you somebody who's coachable, who enjoys being held accountable, who likes to have a task, likes to have a job, described and expected from them? Or do you just kind of want to run out and do your own thing all the time? You don't want to have to check in once a week or once a day or once every other week. You just want to do your business, turn in the paperwork, and let the admin take care of it. Oh, the admin, we'll get to them next. Now, the accountability on a positive side can be great if you're somebody who struggles to get the work done, or if you're like me, somebody who struggles to stay on task. So the accountability is going to go as a neutral, because me personally, I see it as a pro, but I know there's a lot of people out there that would see that as a negative. Somewhere in this video, I switched from cons to negative, and we'll try to go back to cons. Now, before I go on to these last two, if you're enjoying this video, please, 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 I'm asking you, from me to you, would you do me a favor? Do yourself a favor if you're enjoying these videos. Would you hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and click the like button? So let's talk about the admin. Admin can be a major pro. They should be a major pro. However, the admin can also fall victim to the politics. They can have agents they like to rush work for. They can have agents they like to take their time for. They're also human, which means they can have faults as well. So understanding what is expected of the admins and what is expected of yourself as an agent is vitally important. Because if the admin think you're supposed to do it and you think that the admin are supposed to do it, and you turn your paperwork in and they give it back to you, and now your buyer or seller is late on getting this paperwork done, ultimately it falls on you as the agent. But if you're closing 6 deals in 1 week and you're trying to keep everything straight and that admin team is on point and they're getting you everything you need when you need it, it is one of the best feelings. So ask some of the agents on the team, how's the admin department? Ask the person who's interviewing you, what is the admin responsible for? What do they do for us? And if you do join the team, never anger the admin. It's not who you want to be angry at. It's not who you want angry at you. And now let's talk about the last one, and I think this is one of the biggest reasons to join a team. Oh, admins, should they be negative or positive? We're gonna go with a pro. Woo-hoo! The last thing, and this is one of the greatest things about joining a team, the time to experience. Sooner or later, if you're a real estate agent, you're gonna run into somebody when you're talking to them about showing a listing, or you have a listing and they're showing it, who says, I've been in this business for 25 years. Time in the business does not mean much. An agent who closes 4 deals a year, who's been in there for 20 years, they've closed 80 deals. If you're working on a team who's closing hundreds or maybe even thousands of transactions, how much more experience are you going to have being in that, being around that, being a part of that, a contributor to that, than that other agent did in their whole 20 years of experience? And that's not so you can say, well, I've closed 400 deals. I'm not telling you to be that guy. But it does provide a level of experience that you're going to have. You're going to deal with more problems. You're going to find more solutions. Being on a team, you're gonna run into so many crazy situations that occur in real estate, and you're gonna see what the solutions are. You're going to see how they're handled. That was one of the biggest eye-openers for me when I joined a team. I had been a solo agent for 3 years. I had done about 75 deals on my own, but the agents who had been in the business for 6 months, a year, and been with the team, they were equally as wise, if not wiser, when I joined the team. I was shocked. They had as much or more knowledge. Why? Because they were in it. They were in it every single day. Maybe they didn't close 150 transactions that year, but they were right there with the agents who were. They were shortcutting the time to experience. And so time to experience is huge. I'm gonna put that in the pros column. Woo-hoo! And with that, if you guys have more questions, drop them down below in the comments. I'll try to make another video about this and go a little bit more in depth about maybe my experience, or I don't know. You tell me what you want to see. Now, you don't have to leave. There's other videos on the channel, but this one's over. So I will see you next time.